Mr. Chairman, members of the executive board of this great association, I feel very honored to be called upon to deliver a very short speech in relation to what your skills are that can give you money when you put your certificates aside. All protocols observed. I want to find out from you, all of you here, when you put your certificates aside, if you put your certificates aside, some of you have degrees in various fields, some have certificates, some have diploma. I want to find out from you, when you put your certificates down, what skills do you have that can give you money? If there was a storm, flooding, that floods your home, takes your certificates away, like former Minister Jacob Obichebe Lamptey said during an interview that his certificates were swept away by the Accra floods. So I'm asking you today, if yours were swept away that way, what skills do you have that can give you money? I ask you this question so that you will do self-introspection to see whether you are prepared to face the world or you are just doing what the 99% of the human beings around the world are doing. So what do I mean? If you put your certificate down, all of us here, whilst we were in school, the majority of us, we take and see our certificates as the most important thing in our lives. The most important thing in our lives. True or true? Thank you. So, if our certificates are the most important things in our life, in this economy that we are in the world over, certificates are no longer paying. It is skills that pay. So, what kind of skills do you have that can give you money? I ask you this question because there are many people out there, when you tell them to go and do side jobs, when you tell them to go and do jobs, create jobs, when you tell them to go and solve problems of society and get paid, they are looking at you, excuse me to say, like zombies, because they just don't know what skills they have, or they just don't have any skills. But the world that you are going to live in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, is going to pay those who have skills, but not those that have certificates. It's going to pay people that have skills and not people that have certificates. Yes, of course. I want to tell you that, I want to ask you rather, that whatever you are doing currently, in order to know the skills you have, whatever you are doing currently, I want to find out what you could have done differently that you will not be paid for, but you are good at doing it. When you were trained in school, you were trained to have some particular certificates. But in that training, beside that certificate, in that training, what skill did you build? What skill do you build whilst you were going through that training? Yeah. What skills did you build whilst you were going through that training? Some of you are already working. So I want to find out, what skills are you applying in that job? What skills are you applying? in that job you are doing. So you could count it as one of the skills you have, so that even beside the certificate, you can do that job. Beside the certificate, you can apply that skill which you have earned or which you are using at the job. Remember, it is not everybody who is doing a exact job that the person studied on school. Some people came out with master's degree in economics, but they are in the bank and counting money as cashiers. True or true? Some people studied geography, but they are out there working with the Ghana Revenue Authority. Have you seen the difference? But the question I'm asking now is that, what immediate skills do you have after you have left school? Let me take myself as an example. Some of the skills I have immediately after school. Let me even start from senior high school. As soon as I left senior high school, I clocked A's in some subjects. One of them is geography. So from that time on, I knew that I could teach anyone geography, especially at the senior high level, that the person can also equally go write it and pass. So that is a skill. I learned it. I became so confident in it. I loved it. So from senior high school that I wrote and had an A in geography, I could teach. I can teach people who need to also know geography, to write geography and pass geography at the senior high school level. So long ago that I did that, I still have that kind of skill. If things don't seem to be working the way I want, I can go back there and teach people who want to learn and pass geography that particular subject. So now, leapfrog to after senior high school, the next institution I went to was college, where I studied to become a hygiene officer, an environmental health and inspection officer. Yes. So putting that certificate aside, what skills did I learn from that school? I have learned to become somebody who can educate people on the matters of hygiene and sanitation. When I come around your house, I can let you understand that the ventilation in your house is poor. I can let you understand the lighting in your room will lead you to blindness, will lead your family to blindness. When I come into your house, I can teach you to understand that your toilet has an outmoded system. You need to change it. Your manhole cannot last for 3 years to get choked. The type of system, environment you have, the soil you have around, when you use your toilet for 2 years, you begin to get lots of problems. It will get choked, seepage will be on the ground, and if you have wells or boreholes around, it could get contaminated. So those are the skills I built there. So if I decide to put my certificate aside, they are the skills I can use to give me money. Now I go back to university. I study and come out with more skills that I can apply. One of the skills are that I can teach economics. I can teach the sciences. I can teach many other subjects to senior high school students. I can teach such subjects to people who are doing their degree. I can teach such subjects to people who are in college and learning to come out and do one thing or the other. What other skills have I built when I started working with government? When I choose to put my certificate aside, I am a prolific writer. I can write very well. So that if I choose to go out there looking for work, I can look for work to become an executive secretary, even to the president. Because I can write for occasions, I can write in terms of grief, I can write in terms of celebrations, I can write in terms of communicating, memo, everything that connects writing, I can do so. But I didn't go to school to learn how to write. This is the most important thing I want you to understand. I didn't go to school to learn how to write. But along the way, in my contestation to become president of the Ghana Students Union, I learned to communicate, I learned to write, When I left school and I came to start work, I have communicated with many organizations, I've communicated with my colleagues, I've communicated with my superiors and those that are my subordinates. So along the line, I've learned how to do work as a secretary. A very good one, of course. For this reason, it is a skill that I can apply when I decide not to use my certificate. Am I communicating well? Thank you. When you put your certificate aside, I'm talking to you to think deep, find out what it is that you can do if you choose to burn your certificate. And I'm saying that I have skill to write, prolific writer. I have written some books. I have skills that I can write very well. Prolific writer. Yes, I can write very well. I've written a number of books. I've written concept notes for different subject matters. I've written some workbooks. I've written essays. I've written reports. For reports, I've written thousands of them. For this reason, I can become a ghostwriter. I can go to the regional minister, I write very well. These are some of the examples of things I've written. Can you let me write something about your life? So just talk to me, then I'll write it, bring it to you to see. Then you pay me this amount of money. I can choose to apply for work, demonstrating what I've done, that is to use whatever experiences that I have to employ me as a secretary. Yeah. What else have I got skills in? I can organize meetings. Whatever form of meetings. I can organize workshops. It's a skill. It's a skill. I can organize workshops. I can organize events for thousands of people, ensure that I'm able to find places for them to sleep, ensure that I'm able to find transportation for them to come to the venue, arrange chairs, tables, and whatever it is for them to come and sit comfortably, be able to do the program that this person comes to speak after this person, this drama comes to perform after this, and then the program goes excellently. I can do that. I didn't learn it from school. Yeah. If there's a new project coming into Ghana, coming into my region, coming to Tamale, I can be the local anchor of the program because I can do excellent community entry and excellent community exit so that the project is introduced into the community very, very excellently for the objective of it to be met. I can be a local anchor. Indeed, even if the project is given to me, I can implement it very, very well. If it's a community project, whether it is water, whether it is sanitation, whether it is health, whether it is hygiene, whatever it is, I can anchor it. I have skills in this. But I didn't learn project management in school. No. But through the years, the skills I have learned includes this. Yes, thank you. So just by thinking outside your certificates, the skills over the years that you have been able to build, what I'm asking you to tap into. I mentioned my examples, so you can mention your examples, write them down, and then take advantage of the skills you have. What else can I do? I can handle lots of money. There are some people, maybe some of you here, when you see money, you begin to panic. If the whole world is full of cash, I can see it, work with it, use it to do whatever that's supposed to be done, and then account for it. It's a skill I have. Whatever money it is, whether it is 1 million Ghana cedis cash, $1 million cash, I can disperse it to the minutes of the amount. Yes. Because of this, I can do local susu. Perhaps if they will say I don't have certificate to do maybe banking, but I can handle money. I can handle money. It's a skill. And in implementing projects, that involves you going around communities, engaging community members, going around with staff, paying them and stuff. It needs people who can handle money with confidence. And I have such skill. Do you have such? Do you? What else do I have skills in doing? Basic motorbike riding. I can ride a motor. Yes, motorbike. I can drive a car. And the most important part is that I have license to that. So in fact, it means is that if anybody wants somebody who can ride a motor to go on errands, I'm available. I can do that. If anybody wants anybody who can drive a car, I'm available. I can do that. It's a skill. It's a skill. Wow, I see. Some of you don't count these as skills. Are these skills? Are people not living their lives on these skills? Are people not drivers? Are people not riders? Are people not secretaries? Are people not ABC that I've just mentioned? Yes, we can. You can do that. What other skills do I have? I told you I mentioned my skills, so it reminds you of the skills you have that you are hidden. That you have hidden. Yeah. Skills that you have hidden. I speak well. I speak so that people are able to understand what I want to communicate. Indeed, it didn't come easy because when I was in my basic school, when a question is asked and I want to answer, I speak to myself. The teacher hardly even hears what I'm saying. But over time, I recognized this kind of effect on me and I started building on it. I speak loudly. I speak with the person listening in mind. And I communicate in such a way the person is able to understand me. I communicate in such a way that the person is able to understand me. So over this period, by continuously practicing one way or the other, I can deliver a speech to 6 billion people, 1 million people, 100,000 people, one person alone. I can deliver a speech. It doesn't matter the subject. Once I prepare on it, I can deliver it very well. It's a skill. Perhaps there are some of you here who are even better at doing that, but you never recognize that as a skill because it is not part of the certificate you took from the university. Yeah. You never recognize it as a skill because you didn't pass out from the school holding a certificate on that. For that matter, you downgrade that kind of skill you have. So, because of my ability to speak to the public, I can call myself a public speaker. Where I write to the institutions around that if you need somebody to speak on a particular subject, you can invite me to speak and take money. I guess you now know who I'm driving towards. I can speak well. I communicate very well. In a tense situation where people are demonstrating because of a reason or another, you invite me to come talk to them in such a way that they understand and abandon their position. I can negotiate as well. So that when I talk to the crowd to stop whatever they are doing, I can negotiate between them and the authority to bring about sanity so that they get what they want, that there's a win-win situation. I can negotiate as well. But I didn't pass up to the university with that skill, with that certificate. Exactly. So, what skills do you have outside there that is not part of your regular certificate that can give you money? That you can use that skill to give you money. What is that skill? Dig deep. Dig deeper in you to remove that skill that is embedded in you, that you didn't take a certificate for it. What is that skill? I have also a skills in being able to organize people to come for a common cause. I can come to your house. Oh, the meeting is tomorrow. Please try and be there. I can call you. Oh, please. I'm just reminding you that the meeting is coming on tomorrow at 8 a.m. And if you are not part of it, the meeting cannot be successful. I can coordinate such meeting. I can call people to come for such a meeting and I can get the meeting to be successful. Yeah. There are most of you here who belong to associations. Some of you belong to clubs that perform these roles. Some of you are chairmen. Some of you are presidents of those associations. But you don't see yourself as somebody who has a skill to be able to lead a community, to lead a district, to lead a constituency, to lead a region, to lead a country. because you feel that that kind of skill that is just for a group of people. It's just I just feel just for social events. It's a skill. Think about it. Yeah, think about it deeply. What other skills do you have that I want to mention that it reminds you of your skill that you are hiding? I can coach you. I can coach you. Over the years, I've come to understand that there are many people who, because of one reason or the other, are not able to grow above their limitation. They're not able to set goals and achieve them. They're not able to set targets and achieve the targets. So there are many of us outside there who are underachievers, who don't even achieve anything. So I can lift you from wherever you are to where you want to be by engaging you one-on-one. If you're a young person who's just starting life, I can guide you to pick up professions, pick up most important decisions in your life that you can implement to get success quite easier than some of us had, than many other people had. They say that wherever you want to go, many people have been there already. For this reason, I can coach you using my own principles and the principles of other people who are successful out there for you to be able to move in faster. Yes. So what is your skill? When you put a certificate down, what skills do you have that can give you employment, that can feed you, that can give you money to feed on? What skill do you have there that you can use to start a business? Yes. What skill do you have out there that you can use to start a business? So, what other skills do you have? All that I've mentioned, it seems to be tilted towards education, work, experiences, and skills. Besides all of these, I am an entrepreneur. I didn't study it in school. Neither did I even have a master who apprenticed me. I am an entrepreneur. I can turn virtually anything into a business-making venture. What do I mean? I have houses that I can see to it that they are kept in good shape and I rent it out. I have some properties that I can turn into a school. I can turn into a factory. I can turn into anything that I put my mind to and then it gives me money. Even beside these higher level ones, I have skills that I can go and buy poultry and resell. Yeah, I can go and buy poultry and resell. I can even buy the chicks, grow them, they become big. I sell them during Christmas. So I can be an agriculturist, a poultry farmer. I can be that. I can become a crop farmer. I can go out there, beg a plot of land, or cultivate on some of my plots, maybe maize, rice, pepper, lettuce, whatever it is, I can cultivate it. I can sell as well. I can sell, excuse me to say, everything. I can sell you. There's a decision that you want to sell yourself, that I can sell you. I can sell anything. And you know how? I can sell one-on-one. I can come to you and tell you why you need to buy this product or that product. And you wouldn't refuse because I will sound so convincing to you. What else? I can sell online because I'm good at food, I'm good at the internet, I'm good at using my laptop and stuff. My tablets, I can use it, sell the product to you. I can sell product to groups. I can go to companies and institutions and sell products to them. I have the skills in selling. I didn't learn it from school, but I'm telling you that I have the skills in selling. What skills do you have? Perhaps you have a better skill in selling than me, but you never tap it because you don't put yourself out there to sell anything. In the organization you are working in, do you convince people to change their behavior or you convince people to buy a product? Is it because you are doing that for a company or an institution? That is why you think that it's not a skill. Take that as your own skill, that you have your own products that you want to sell. It's the same skills will apply to sell it, right? Yes. The same skills you have that you need to apply. And the product will be sold. The service will be sold. Yeah, the service will be sold. Because you have decided that you are not using that skill for government or for an employer, you're using that skill to sell your own service or your own products. I can teach people how to play volleyball. Yeah. I can teach people to play volleyball. I can play volleyball myself. Establish the courts. Have a number of people come to register. And I teach them how to play the pool. I didn't learn it from school. In fact, even while I was in school, because of LCRC events, I didn't have much time on sports. But I can do this. I've done it and I can do it. What skills do you have besides the certificate? Is it in sports? Is it in arts and music? Is it in painting? Is it in drawing? What skill is it? Is it in carpentry? You can make furniture and furniture products. Look for it. Forget the fact that it can give you employment. Just apply it. Besides all these I've mentioned, what I can also do best is that I have the skill to be able to learn from people. I'm humble enough to know that I don't know everything, but that other people know it, that can teach me to understand. So because of this, I can learn tailoring and develop my skills in tailoring and to give you money. To give me money. I can go and learn how to do masonry work. Mr. Nash is here who builds houses. I can go and become an apprentice under him to teach me how to plaster rooms, how to do tiling and stuff. Then I begin to make money out of it. So I mean, if you search inwardly to tap all the skills you have that is not on your certificates, and you exhaust the skills, you can learn new ones. You can learn new skills that is not too formal education, that you don't need to take certificate for. You learn that to enhance whatever skills you have in making money. So I just said, I can learn masonry. I can learn how to barber. I barber almost every week. And I can learn how to barber and barber people also to take money. If all the things that are available out there are not easy for me to learn, I can go back to school. I'm not too big to go back to school. There is nobody who's out there who is too big. Is there anyone here who's too big to go back to school? I can go back to school and guess what? It's not to go and do PhD or to go and read another degree. I can go back to school, to college, teacher training college, to learn to become a teacher. Someone will say it's down there. No. I can go there. I can go and do that. Yes. I can go out there and learn to become a nurse. It's not down there. It is not at all. You see, to survive in this world, you don't need big certificates. You need big skills. You need big skills that solves problems for people. And not big certificates that you hold cannot solve any problem. That you cannot solve any problem. But it's just that certificate you are holding cannot solve any problem. So I'm turning off your mind from the fact that holding a certificate and not being able to solve any problem is as good as holding a burden. It's as good as holding a burden. It's good to go to school and learn to get skills, but not to learn to take certificates. Not to learn to take certificates. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So I see that most of you are applauding whatever I've said so far because it makes lots of sense to you, and your outlook of life is going to change dramatically. I want to thank you so much for paying attention. Okay, now give me a little more time. Okay, so let's go for a break and come and then continue. All right, thank you so much for coming back from our short break, and thank you for the opportunity to speak a little more in the next 5 minutes, then to bring the curtains of my side of the meeting to an end. So I want to ask you to look within you. Look within you. As members of this association, I know all of you or most of you are workers. So if you look within you, it is the skills you have that is not mentioned, and the skills you tap in most that can help this association and whatever company you are working in to be able to grow. You will be paid more, even in whatever you are working, if your boss knows that you were appointed a computer scientist, but you do extraordinary things that are not related to the certificate in which you were appointed. Yeah. If you do extraordinary things outside your main terms of reference, it means you are adding value to the company and you are going to be paid more. But for this particular meeting, this particular speech I'm giving you, I'm asking you to look outside the certificate which has employed you. Look outside the certificate you are holding to look for employment, and rather to look inside you, find the skills you have that you are perhaps either avoiding or not aware of it or think it's not significant. It is those skills that can help you to make extraordinary things. People out there who are everyday people are able to create enough successes. They do that because of the skills they have been able to identify within them and are able to build on it. I believe in myself, in whatever I can do for myself. I don't fear unemployment. I believe that the skills I have are so enormous. There are so many that in whatever time, whatever situation, I'll be able to use one of the skills to work in order to get money to live on. So I don't fear unemployment, neither do I fear poverty, because I know that whatever it is, I will be able to tap into one of my skills to get me money, eat, and drink. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity for me to pass by. My company, Passion Drive Coaching and Consultancy, is available to come around to give short speeches or even long speeches, depending upon when we are invited. For associations like this, we don't take money. If there is time, we can come and give speeches that is tailored to whatever you need. But for others, we take money. It's not a lot of money because we believe in the impact we are making through our work. And I want to remind you that my colleague has already told you that on www.passiondriveconsult.com, you can find some of our works. On Passion Drive Coaching and Consultancy, you can find our work on YouTube. Passion Drive Coaching and Consultancy, you can find our work on Facebook. You can call us also, 055-66-22-822. Thank you so much. And we are always available to serve you because we want you and us to grow far and better than our predecessors did. We want the next set of millionaires to come from Africa. We want the next set of brains around architecture, around speech, around brains, around every field to come from Africa. And I believe we'll see that before we die. Thank you so much.